Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at this Durabilt Ratcheting chain binder. This is going to be designed to be used with 3/8 inch or 1/2 inch chains, and it's going to have a safe working load limit of 12,000 pounds. So if you're looking to tie down heavy equipment, something that ratchet straps just simply won't cut it, and you need to use a chain, but need a way to make that chain tight so that your equipment is secure when going down the road, then a chain binder is the thing you need. And I think this could be a really good solution for you. Let's check it out. Now when it comes to chain binders, you've got two main styles to work with. You've got your lever action and the ratcheting style. Ratcheting style is what we carry mostly here at etrailer. We do have a few of the lever style, but those options aren't nearly as vast as the ratcheting ones here, and I just really wouldn't recommend them in most cases. The lever style, to draw tension on the chain, you have to throw the lever and it draws the hooks together. That's what gets your chain tight. But it's harder to dial in precisely how tight you want to get it, because once you start throwing the lever, you have to just complete the throw. And however tight it ends up being, now you've got to break that loose. And that's where things get to be really difficult to close, but very dangerous to open back up. Because when all that energy and tension releases, that lever is going to go flying back, potentially causing injury for you. So the ratcheting style is much more user-friendly, and I would just recommend it because it's going to be a better experience overall. Now, as far as how this operates, it's pretty straightforward, like I mentioned. In the middle here, you've got the pawl, which is what controls the direction that we're ratcheting. So I'll just flip the lever right there into the loosening position, draw the handle back, you see it free spins and clicks, and then I can push it, and it can help to hold the barrel while you do this. And you see, just with a couple passes of that lever, how much slack there is in the chain now. It'll reach a point where you can start to just turn it by hand to loosen it the rest of the way. It will be a bit of a forearm workout that way, but it does go much quicker. And from there, when you've got these arms drawn out enough, you can unhook the ends from your chain, just like that. Here we can see on the side that opening. It'll tell you the size chains it works with, so 3/8 inch or 1/2 inch. And on the other side here, it reinstates our safe working load limit of 12,000 pounds. Now, the hook ends of the chain binder here, like you saw earlier, in the middle here, they expand and contract with that screw. When they're fully opened up, they're going to be 33 inches apart. And when they're fully backed in, they're going to be 25 inches apart, giving us 8 inches of take-up length. That's going to be pretty good. So as you're tightening down, that's what you're going to be working with. I recommend when you hook this up, don't have these out all the way because you want them to be a bit more retracted than that, and try to hook them up to the chain as tight as you can get it by hand. You can only get it so much before having to turn to tightening it. And like I showed earlier, you can just move the barrel by hand. And once it gets pretty hard to do, that's when I'll flip over to using that lever. Handle is going to be 15.5 inches long, so you get really good leverage with it. And as we're turning this, you don't need to get it crazy tight. You know, these chains are metal after all, and we don't want that metal to fail and break by putting too much pressure on it. But you should be able to give it a good shake and feel that, yes, the slack is drawn out, they're pretty tight. And with all this excess chain, you can wrap it around the handle and the barrel a couple times, just to make sure that extra slack doesn't come up and start to drape over the side of the trailer. Just do this a couple times, wrapping it through itself. It won't reach any more beyond that, so right there's good. It's not going to unwind itself anymore from there. And I am leaving the ratchet in the tightening position, so as we're driving down the road and hit bumps, we can't possibly loosen it any further from this position. It could only potentially tighten itself, but again, with how much force it requires, it's just going to stay put. Now, when you're using these, you want to keep in mind the weight capacity. I know I mentioned a couple times now, your safe working load limit is 12,000 pounds, which for the binder is really good. But that's not the only component in our whole tie-down setup. You got to factor in the chains too. And we're using 3/8 inch chain with this particular one right now. So it is definitely our limiting factor. You want to take a look at everything you're using to tie down your equipment and go by the lowest rated component, whether that's your chain or your binder. Now, in addition to that, you're probably going to be using more than just the one binder. For a big piece of equipment like this, whether it's construction, agricultural, or just a big car that you're tying down to a trailer, you, at the very least, I think would want one in the front, one in the rear. And for really big stuff, I'd probably recommend just having 4 in each corner. That way you've got a really nice solid 4-point tie down. We've got our chain fed across right now with one binder, and that's working okay. But when you're using multiple binders and multiple chains, you want to combine their safe working load limits together, and again, just still go by the lowest rated component in that whole system, whether that's the combination of your chains or the combination of your binders. These do come just 1, 2 a piece, so if you need 3, 4, just 2, make sure you pick up the appropriate amount. Overall construction here is going to be pretty solid. You've got zinc plating on the hook and the screw ends. That's going to keep them really nice and corrosion resistant. And with the barrel, the pawl, the ratcheting mechanism, and the handle, you've got this red powder coat over the top. This powder coat holds up pretty well in our testing, at least what we've worked with today. It seems really durable, and we've not had any of them arrive pre-damaged, so I think this should hold up pretty well. If you want to keep things operating smoothly though, just check up on it every now and again. If you notice parts of it maybe scratching away over time, come back through with some paint and just cover those up so you don't have any bare metal exposed to the elements. But overall, I think these Durabilt chain binders are really well built. And if you're looking to tie down some stuff and keep it really stable with chains, this is the way I'd go. Now, if these don't meet your functional needs, you need something with a higher weight capacity, or you maybe just don't need something this big and you want something with a bit lower weight capacity, or you just need it to work with different size chains just to match what you already have. We've got tons of different versions of this available on our site. You can find all those different variations here at eTrailer and find the one that does fit your needs and your equipment. But today, this was just our look at this version of Durabilt's ratcheting chain binder. Again, my name's Aiden here with eTrailer, and thanks for watching.